Good morning, peoples. October the 17th. This month is flying by, like last month. COVID sucks for sure, and for whatever reason, it seems to be making the time go by very rapidly. Or maybe it's just because I'm not working my ass off sitting behind the desk anymore. That could be it too. I had to look up the date. I didn't know it was the 17th because, when you're not in an office and writing checks and, looking at the date 20 times a day, or like once you know it once, you know it the rest of the day. But I look up the date. It's a good place to be in. All right, the 17th. Know your own mind, and the rest will follow. And you will be as wise as the sages. When you take charge of your mind, you take charge of your life. When you understand your thoughts, feelings, emotions, and desires, you can direct them to any end you choose. Wisdom comes from taking the time to study yourself, to know why you are the person you are. Taking charge of your mind is a thoughtful, reflective, solitary process. Only you can come to understand the complex inner workings of your mind. And you must be willing to spend the time and effort that gaining such insight requires. Okay, so I'm big on do as I do as well as what I say, because I don't trust gurus who aren't doing what they're pitching or pumping or selling or whatever. I'm not selling anything, number one. Number two, I always talk from experience. This is what worked for me. Maybe it'll work for you too. I have heard from more than one successful person that they spend a little bit of time, usually in the morning, meditating. Now, I am interested in Buddhism. It sounds, like something I want to explore and learn about. Since I'm here in Thailand, which is a largely Buddhist nation, my girlfriend's Buddhist, practicing, and I'm interested. I want to learn more about it, read up on it, research it. So, it might come to a point where I do it, but as of right now, I have not meditated in the morning or any other time in my life. However, firsthand knowledge of other people who are very successful, and they meditate every morning. Some of them are religious and they're praying. Some are not religious and just thinking. One of the guys called it quiet time, It was 6:30 in the morning now, which once again is insane for me. I was most of my life an 8:30, 9 o'clock, 9:30 guy. I woke up when I woke up. And that was the nice thing about being an entrepreneur is, setting your own schedule. But one of the reasons that when I look up at the clock in the bedroom and I see it's 6:30, when I wake up, I don't roll over and go back to sleep. It's because I really like this time right now. The cars haven't really started. The motorcycles going up and down. The school, hasn't opened yet. So it's quiet. You hear the birds chirping. I like it. It's peaceful. It's quiet. It's nice. So there is something to be said for that. First thing in the morning, just taking some time and chilling and just thinking. Not be thinking about what do I have to do today. Not be thinking about how do I solve this particular problem. Not be thinking about, I got the situation with real estate. Maybe if I said this to the seller or the buyer, no, that's not the kind of thinking he's talking about. It's introspective. It's inward. You're going to think inward and evaluate yourself. What are you strong at? What are you weak at? What do you need to work on? And then that's also a good time the next day to work on that. To work on, what you feel is missing. So Yeah, like I said, if you're religious, and one kid, when I was in the insurance business, a young guy, he would read the Bible in the morning. So if you're religious, there you go. If you're not religious, like I said, just quiet time to think could go a long way towards your your mental health. We were talking about the mind all month, and we talked about how exercising your mind is like exercising your body. That's a good time to exercise your mind, is quiet time in the morning. Right? Once you start up your day, now you got outside influences. You got people grabbing you, requiring your time. Like, I'm a broker, so when I went to the office, I was fair game. I promised my agents I would help them. If anybody showed up for help, I would help them. So that would take away time from what I had to do when I was flipping houses or whatever. But that was a commitment I made. So once I was in the office, anytime anybody came in, I'm going to help them. That's my job, right? That was part of the job of being a broker. So, that if I had taken quiet time in the morning, which as I said, I didn't do back then in the States, I would have had some more time to focus on growth and being introspective and examining, what I needed to fix with my own world. Whereas I spent a lot of time fixing other people's problems or issues as best I can, because nobody's a better doctor for you than you. I helped my agents. I listened. I gave them my opinion, but ultimately helping themselves in the situations they were in was up to them, because only they really knew the core of the problem, or I would tell them, okay, based on what you told me, you need to do this. But just like a lot of people want to invest and be an entrepreneur, and they just don't do it. A high percentage, right? Over 50%. I don't think it's 97%, but it's over 50% don't do it. They want to do it, but they don't do it. There's something missing, right? And the same thing, my agents would ask me for help. I tell them, well, if you do this, that will fix the problem. But they either didn't agree or weren't able to implement it, right? For whatever reason. And that's why I said everything starts with you, and inside your head. You gotta defeat yourself and your own fears and worries and doubts before you can defeat anything or anybody else, in the outside world. That's it for today. Good stuff from my boy Napoleon again. Don't regret buying this book for $1. And like I said, a lot of the stuff, I don't know if I'm learning so much, but it's good. It's good to, once again, put this in your head. Garbage in, garbage out, we talked about the other day. So this is not garbage. So I'm glad it's going into my head, and I hope you're glad it's going into yours.